Welcome to the Region 5 channel, a place to stay connected, informed, and inspired to change lives. On this first episode of our SHPE Jr series, we will be presenting a recording of our SHPE Jr training presented by our Region 5 Junior Committee, and we hope you enjoy.
So, okay, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, also we made this on Canva. It's such a great resource, y'all. So, don't limit yourself to just PowerPoint. So again, thank you everybody for coming. We know it's a little late and we know it's your Saturday, so we don't want to take up too much time. But thank you everybody. This is our Region 5 SHPE Jr training. Kat will be going over the agenda.
Yes, so first off, we're going to go on introductions about the SHPE Junior Committee. Then we're going to be going to talk about SHPE K-12 programs that includes membership, events, scholarship, and mentorship. And then some resources. Also, we have some SHPE Junior resources on our Linktree, the Blue Heart competition, and then a Q&A. But again, like Susie said, this is a very casual conversation, so we know that sometimes at the end of the presentation, you kind of forget what questions you had during the presentation, so feel free to ask us as we are going through the slides.
Okay. Okay, so in case nobody knows, my name is Susana Campos, and I am your SHPE Region 5 Junior representative. And in case you all have any questions regarding any SHPE Junior, operations, I'm the point of contact for the region. And, you guys can contact me at any time. My email is RJR5@ship.org.
And my name is Kat. I am your Regional Marketing Director for Region 5, but I'm also on the SHPE Junior Committee. You could contact me through any of our social medias. You could DM us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my email is here at katherinegtrevino@gmail.com.
Yes. So yes, like Kat said, we do hold multiple hats because we are the SHPE Tina's directors too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So next, we're going to be talking about our SHPE K-12 programs. Again, like I said, we're breaking it up into 4 parts. So we have membership, events, scholarship, and mentorship. And we're going to start off with membership. So for membership, we're going to be talking about our SHPE Junior overview. It's going to be talking about what the purpose of SHPE Junior is, how to maintain or revive an existing chapter, and then if you guys are really excited about SHPE Junior and really want to establish a new chapter around your area, which we highly recommend, we are also going to be talking about the requirements on how and the way to establish a new chapter.
Yes. So a brief overview is SHPE Junior narrows down the pipeline for our K-12 outreach. Increasing our K-12 students' identity and interest and self-efficacy in different STEM fields and subjects. SHPE also achieves this throughout their several outreach events, hosted by chapters, professional chapters, student chapters, or even nationwide events, that provide community, mentorship, and resources to our SHPE Junior members, and as well as the communities y'all serve. So a brief, I guess this is going to be like a step-by-step process of how to kick off your SHPE Junior chapters. So we're going to be going over how to volunteer at a local public school, gaining school admin support, establishing a SHPE Junior chapter, and building trust and demonstrating the chapter value, as well as allowing the SHPE Junior student leadership to grow, professionally and personally, as well as partnering with different SHPE University and professional chapters and other, STEM chapters in the area. And as well as just letting the legacy live on through your SHPE Junior chapter, and where it can then be self-sustaining within your high school.
So yeah, starting off with that, the 7-step process, we have get involved and volunteer. So this is a really great way to meet the different people, because everybody went to one high school, but there's probably a bunch of high schools in your district. So one of the first things to start doing is talking to your local school districts. Some have STEM counselors. Or even STEM teachers. If you went to a high school and you had a really awesome math teacher that would like to get involved, math, science, engineering, anything, and they would like to get involved, talk to them about volunteer opportunities. And there should also be some local STEM programs in your area, such as robotics, logo leagues. There's Boys and Girl Scouts, Boys and Girls Clubs. Usually these STEM programs are more than willing to partner up with SHPE chapters or university programs in general. And seek out potential SHPE chapter alumni within your SHPE chapter. Ask your members what high school they went to, if they already had a SHPE Junior chapter there, and most of them are more than willing to go back to their high school and help out there. And of course, since we are going to be working with minors when you're volunteering, most universities have some background requirements and trainings that you have to do before you could open up these organization events. And then becoming a STEM mentor, you could become a STEM mentor today. That just means being a mentor to these students. It's not really anything too cut and dry because everybody's different when it comes to their mentorship. So just being in a STEM field and being able to talk to students about that is a great way to start being a STEM mentor.
Awesome. Yes. And so once you once you guys are like already well established in volunteering at a specific school, another way to the next step is to gain support from your school administration. You know, set up initial meetings with school admin or district officials. You know, this can be a very iterative process, but you know, we're doing it for a reason. As well as, you know, once you set up those meetings, you know, you just want to provide them a brief overview on what SHPE Junior is and like what goals you guys have for the SHPE Junior chapter, the minimum requirements to becoming a SHPE Junior chapter and member, as well as, you know, providing them a curriculum of like what your plans are to become, you know, for your SHPE Junior chapter and what value and different benefits they have of becoming a member. So, you know, once you start gaining that school admin support, you know, it's a lot easier for y'all to find a high school advisor, you know, so you can either rely on the school admin to find an advisor for you, or if you already have like a relationship with a STEM teacher there at that school, you know, just make sure that they seem really interested and that they're committed and trustworthy individuals. You know, seek those who have already have had a relationship with SHPE in the past. Maybe they're an alumni from your university who was a SHPE member, and now they're a SHPE, now they're a STEM teacher at a school, because the high school advisor is the key to a sustainable chapter.
So then once you have all of that good stuff from the beginning, now it's time to actually establish a SHPE Junior chapter. When we say establish, we mean having it as an active, valid SHPE Junior chapter within our SHPE Connect and just in SHPE National in general. And so the minimum requirements is to have registered 10 students on SHPE Connect, and then have that one committed high school advisor like Suzi was mentioning in the previous slide, complete chapter bylaws, hold new officer elections. The 4 that are required are president, VP, secretary, and treasurer, but of course you can have more officers than that. Complete the school agreement, create a budget and meeting calendar for the year, and submit the new chapter application. And we will have links to all of these as well. And here are just some side notes. Run it like an extracurricular club. Make it fun. These are still high school students. They're not so concerned about being a professional and getting a job, right? Like they just really want to get interested in the STEM field. Establish a school finance club account for your SHPE Junior chapter. Embed meetings into classroom curriculum. And utilize school communication resources for marketing for your SHPE Junior chapter. And of course, if you have any questions while you're in this process, that's what Suzi is here for, and of course myself if you want to, but Suzi's a better resource for this, and we are more than happy to help you all.
Thanks, good.
And then now, this is a typical new SHPE Junior chapter timeline. Of course, this is not set in stone. Everybody has their own journey through this. But it's just from the list that we had before. So from August and September, you express interest. And then we do steps 1 to 3, which is recruit the 10 members, host an informative meeting, find an advisor. And then by December, it would be great to already elect the officers, define the bylaws, become an official school organization. And then we could have to define the goals that you submit the application for through Ship Connect, so you could be on Ship Connect, and then have national board approval to become an official Ship Junior chapter.
So, you know, throughout this process, you still want to be building that trust and demonstrating like the chapter value within your Ship Junior chapters. So we want to give you guys notes on like being patient and persistent, because it is quite a tedious and long process, but we want you to just remember why you're doing this, why we're doing this, to change lives, to gain that STEM awareness in our, you know, our Latin communities. But also we want to note that also develop a lesson plan within the chapter, and try to stick with it. Like, there's no reason for us to reinvent the wheel every year. You know, we can just alter, like, oh, you know, last year we did a science bowl or a science, you know, event. This year we're going to go more into tech, you know, more into cybersecurity or something. So there's no reason for us to always having to reinvent the wheel, and leave, like, you know, leave resources for the following leaders as well, you know, so they can go back to and alter throughout the year to self-sustain their chapters. We also want you to let you know to like maintain scheduled meetings and activities, and, you know, just offer incentives for these students, so like, you know, they'll want to like come back or seem interested. You know, they'll be like, oh, you know, I heard this event's going to give me extra credit for, you know, one of my quizzes. I'm going to go check it out, you know. And that's how you hook them in. And, you know, bring snacks and refreshments, as well as, you know, the leadership experience. It also applies to scholarships and college admissions and internships. You know, as university and professional, you know, professional engineers, we're out here, you know, wanting to help our community out. So, you know, we're also an advocate for, you know, providing letters of recommendations for these students when they go off to colleges. So, yeah, so that's just one way to demonstrate like the value of being a Ship Junior member.
And we're going to talk about empowering your Ship Junior leadership. One of the main goals of establishing a Ship Junior chapter is to bring future STEM leaders. So make sure that your Ship Junior student officers will be carrying the club. You know, it might be really enticing to want to run everything, especially because, you know, we are chapter leaders. But this is a great way to have our students grow through the chapter. And leverage the high school advisor to conduct internal admin tasks. They should be responsible for most of the, you know, administrative things that needs to happen within the school and with the students. Hold annual Ship Junior leadership retreats over the summer. That's like a super fun and awesome way to kind of like a mini RLDC, but for the students. Assist them with achieving fundraising targets, allow them to run their general meetings and hands-on activities, of course, and then leverage them to help plan special events like noches, noches/días de ciencias, ACEs, and STEM events. And then have a group chat app for planning, like GroupMe. If you're a hosting chapter, have your leadership and your Ship Junior chapter leadership have a group chat that if they need help with planning, or if they just want to stay connected, make sure that you let them know that you're there for them and through these planning processes. And utilize Remind for Ship Junior membership communication. If you don't know what Remind is, it's more of like a school communication, usually a read-only messaging communication technique. And it's really awesome, and I highly recommend it for your Ship Junior chapters as well.
Yeah, and so lastly, it's just you know, continuing that partnership, you know, providing that networking opportunities between the Ship Junior chapters, with, you know, our professional and student chapters. You know, this provides our college students, our Ship college students, like leadership opportunities, you know, as well as, you know, partnering together, doing Noche de Ciencias, you know, our ACES Science Day, our Get Out and STEM events. You know, all these are different opportunities for our Ship Junior members to gain that experience before even going to college, as well as, you know, partnering with them. You know, a lot of these professionals and students want to go back to these high schools. You know, they want to come back and help our junior students with their scholarships and resumes. So just continuing that connection, that relationship with your local partners would be really helpful in sustaining those chapters, your junior chapter as well.
And then the last step is to let the legacy live on. So that's pretty much the goal, is that you want to establish it, make sure that it's so self-sufficient that it's going to continue even after you leave. But of course, we want you to be a professional that comes and still gives back to your SHPE Junior chapters. So rely on SHPE Junior alumni and past scholarship recipients to continue the cycle. So the SHPE Junior members that you have, they go into college and hopefully become leaders or members in their SHPE University chapter, and then they are now part of the hosting chapter that helped their SHPE Junior chapter, and then the cycle goes on. Then they become professionals, and then, you know, it goes on like that. You can have mentorship general meetings, keynote speaker. You could be a keynote speaker at a special event, or have a hands-on activity. And if you are a SHPE Junior chapter, contact your SHPE Junior alumni friends, or even if you're not friends, hopefully you guys have a point of contact list, because I'm sure they're always looking for a way to volunteer and give back to the high school that helped them grow.
Yes, exactly.
And now we're going to be talking about some of the events that SHPE has for SHPE Junior. The first one we're going to be talking about is a SHPE Junior 421 program. A really awesome thing is that all chapters that complete their 421 events, and we'll go into detail about what that actually means, will be recognized at the National Convention, which is really, really awesome. So 421 stands for 4 hands-on activities, 2 mentorship activities, and 1 Get Out and STEM event. So here are some examples of those activities. The first one, the hands-on activities, you have anything that's really involving science, tech, engineering, and math. But another cool thing is that Noche/Dia de Ciencias and ACE events qualify as 1 hands-on activity. Then the 2 mentorship activities, here are some other examples: resume reviews, mock interviews, speed networking, dress for success, scholarships, applying to college, FAFSA, financial aid, SAT and ACT preps, and summer internships. And then the last one is 1 Get Out and STEM event. These are a little bit bigger. Some examples are a STEM conference, a campus/company visit. Those are, in my opinion, are really fun and a really easy way so that you could come and bring your students to look at your campus, which is really awesome. And especially if you're a professional chapter and you have access to a site that you could allow students to come and visit, that's also a really fun way to have a Get Out and STEM event. ACE Junior College and Industry Day, and you could also consider a Noche de Ciencias or Dia de Ciencias as a Get Out and STEM event, except you have to have more than 210 Ds to have that as a Get Out and STEM event.
Yes. So, you know, since you guys are already familiar with the 421 project, we want you guys to start establishing your SHPE Junior curriculum early. So we did give you a brief example of a 421 project. So throughout the year, you have your 421 projects, you know, spread out easily. So, you know, you can just maintain your chapter relationships along that way. But also just maintain your scheduled meetings and activities that you have with your chapter. Offer different incentives, you know, to encourage more participation. And, you know, like we said previously, empower your SHPE Junior leadership and partners to help you with these events. But also, even though we did provide a brief example of your 421 project, we don't want you guys to just stick to the bare minimum. We want you to get more involved. You know, not only just get involved with the 421 project, but, you know, attend the SHPE Junior leadership retreats. You know, have collaborations with different events. You know, share holiday banquets or end of the year celebrations together. You know, attend the new officer elections, or, you know, different STEM holidays you guys can set up events for. And we did provide a quick list of relevant dates that that are throughout the year that you guys can, you know, pick out and choose specific activities you guys want to do with your SHPE Junior chapters.
And now we're going to go into some SHPE Jr events such as the pre-college conference and Dia/Noche de Ciencias. I know you probably have heard Dia/Noche de Ciencias a lot, so we're going to give you more of a background of what that really is.
Yes. Okay, so then so basically we have two pre-college conferences throughout the year. We have a national convention pre-college conference and our RLGC Regional Leadership Development Conference that is hosted specifically by your respective region, which is Region 5 for us. But so the pre-college conference that we have this year for the national convention is actually going to be a virtual conference this year. So that's really exciting because like all these high school students can attend. So the participants can engage in different activities, facilitated by different professionals and students and corporate partners. There's going to be several workshops in STEM awareness and different STEM activities that are going to be going on. And there's also I thought this was really cool because there's actually going to be a parent track where parents can learn about college access and increase their understanding of STEM careers, because a lot of us coming from Hispanic backgrounds, we're not too, like, our parents aren't really too familiar what engineering is. So this is a really cool initiative that they're doing, to helping parents understand more about STEM and helping their kids get interested in STEM and college, period. And for the Regional Leadership Development Conference, hopefully we'll be getting information soon. But just keep an eye on our social media. We'll be throwing out different tracks that are going to be going out for RLDC coming in the spring.
Now we're going to be talking about Dia and Noche de Ciencias. These are super fun, and a really awesome thing is that chapters that host this event you could get funding and actually apply for reimbursement using the K-12 outreach reporting form, which is fantastic because we always want to save money.
For real. So, oh yeah, you're glass.
Oh, you could go.
Okay, I'm sorry. So yeah, no, we just wanted to give a brief overview of what Noche Dia de Ciencias is. It is a great way for students and parents to get involved in STEM. SHPE University and professional chapters have the opportunity to invite different K through 12 students to participate in hands-on activities, in the different STEM areas, along with having parents, providing them with college resources, to encourage their children to pursue, like, higher education and going to college and, learning more on the STEM careers and different fields in that area.
So why should you do a Dia/Noche de Ciencias? One, that is kind of like a side note, one of the Region 5 expectations is to have at least one Dia or Noche de Ciencias for the year per chapter. So that should be another why. But here are some things that happen during a Dia/Noche de Ciencias. The first one is having an interactive STEM activities. This is a great way for chapter leaders to really get involved by talking to the students, having them do hands-on projects, which is always fun and really help encourage them to get into the STEM field. So not only are these activities designed for the fun, but it's also for students to learn about the scientific process and terminology, learning about STEM education and different STEM careers. And also, during Noche de Ciencias or Dia de Ciencias, we have bilingual parent workshops. And it's especially important to have it bilingual or, since we are a Hispanic organization. And we also wanted to talk about, like Susie said before, some of us are first generation college students, and probably a lot of people, or not a lot, but some students from the SHPE Jr chapters that are going to college, they're probably also first generation. So having these, and not even if they're not, things are always changing with college, right? Like, especially since everything's online. So I know even my parents, they went to college and they're kind of like really confused on like how to even FAFSA. Like, they don't really know what to do with that. So this is a perfect opportunity to help out these parents to make sure that these students are on the right track to going to college. And they could even talk while you're there, talking about helping them getting financial aid, helping them understand how to do a college application, and what the parents' role is while these students are applying for college. You could also be talking about STEM opportunities and, you know, STEM awareness of your university STEM programs. So another thing is to have network opportunities. This is a perfect time for the parents and the students to really get to know the chapter. Whether you're a university chapter, professional chapter, it's always great to have that bond, and especially if they have questions in the future about college life or about, you know, maybe just any type of profession that you guys are in. It's always great to have that connection.
Okay, and yeah, we just wanted to give like a quick visual on like the different Noche de Ciencias key tasks. So as you can see on the photo, it's like you contact your school, you set your date, you plan your activities, and be sure to submit your funding application. You know, so you guys don't have to pay so much for these events. You know, maybe you don't even have to pay at all, especially in the virtual world right now. And as well as like, you know, marketing your event, recruit different your volunteers for the event. You know, work on hosting the logistics and rehearsing, and then you finally host your event, and you know, afterwards you guys just develop your lessons learned in a meeting and you submit your final report. I did want to, I thought this was super cool actually. So Canva lets you attach a PDF. So we actually do have a manual that talks about everything about Noche de Ciencias. And at the end of the meeting, we'll provide, well, actually you guys can probably check it out already. I believe Kat already put it on the link tree.
Yeah,
We already have, yeah, you did. So we already have all the resources there for you all, so you guys can like follow along as well. But yeah, so this is like basically everything you need to know and what need to plan for Noche de Ciencias is on this PDF. So I highly recommend reading it, and you know, you guys hosting a successful Noche or Dia de Ciencias this year.
And now we're going to be talking about the money. So here are some SHPE Jr funding types. Like, I think we've already talked about this before, but did you know that you could apply for K-12 program funding? It's really awesome. This is just another, probably an incentive to like do one of these awesome, like especially hands-on events. The SHPE mini grant, it's $500 per event, $200 before the event, $250 after the event. And then the K-12 outreach program is up to $2,500 after the event. This is a reimbursement. So you would have to pay, but you'd get the money back. So it's kind of like you're not paying at all, but you kind of are, but you know what I mean. So here are some of the allowable expenses. Food for attendees, rental of facilities or equipment, materials for activities, incentives for surveys, and SHPE branded promotional items to bring, like pens. There's some SHPE hats that are really cool. I think we have SHPE masks now. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And then unallowable expenses, and these are just like clothing, like t-shirts and hoodies, unless they have the SHPE logo. And I think we have the Mercado that has, you know, some SHPE clothing there. So I'm pretty sure that could be an allowable expense. Promotional materials for SHPE chapters that are not for participant use, such as like banners, and then stipends for volunteers. Like those stuff you can't yeah, those aren't like considered expenses that you could be reimbursed for. And if you have any questions on this as you're planning your event, you could ask Susie or I if like what is allowed and what is not, and we can help you out with that as well.
Yeah, and if we don't know the answer, we can find the answer for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then just quick, you know, if you guys want to be eligible for these funding, oh my God, my spelling is so bad. I'm so sorry. But you know, to be eligible for this, for these fundings, you know, just make sure to save your receipts for all your event expenses, provide photos of the event, submit like your liability and release waivers that all the SHPE Junior chapter students are supposed to sign prior to, you know, attending your event, as well as make sure to complete all your pre and post surveys for your event, and submit copies of your meeting sign-in sheets as well as your final report at the end of the year. So all of this is like, where do I find the surveys? Where do I find these waivers? It's on our link tree. Yeah, we put it, it's all under junior resources, Kat?
Yes.
Yes, so all these templates are in that folder or in those folders. So don't feel like you have to create your own or anything. So, no need to reinvent the wheel, just use what we already have.
Oh, here are some important K-12 funding deadlines. I'm assuming these are also on the SHPE Jr, the link as well for the SHPE Jr resources. We have 4 different rounds. The rounds are when these application portals are open. And so there's different dates for when they're open, when they're due, and then when you get your funding award / denial emailed, and your awards will be mailed. So these are,
Yeah, they'll be mailed to you by check.
by check, yeah.
Yes.
And so these are really great deadlines to know, so you can kind of like work your events around and make sure that you know when you could apply for your reimbursements for your events.
So also now we're going into scholarship. We did want to let you all know, like you guys should already know, like professionals and undergraduates do have their own scholarship opportunities within SHPE, but we also do have a high school scholarship for graduating seniors, that are beginning their undergraduate career at a community or a 4-year university. Just as long as they're pursuing a STEM field, they'll be eligible for applying for these scholarships. But also I did put a photo here highlighting Lockheed Martin Fort Worth Professional, because not only does SHPE National provide scholarships, but so do professional chapters. So that's another big reason why you guys should take advantage of having these opportunities for your local SHPE K-12 students. And just a real quick on the scholarship requirements is for this one, we do have for SHPE National, we have the Graduating High School Senior Scholarship Award for $1,000. The only requirements is you must be an active member, which when you're an active member, you have to pay your $5 to be a SHPE Junior member, as well as your minimum GPA has to be a 2.75, and you got to be a graduating senior. And you also have to be graduating by the summer of the year. So for example, if you applied last spring, you have to have graduated by summer 2020, and you have to be a college freshman by this fall of 2020. And then you also have to be plan to pursue a STEM degree and be attending an institution here in the U.S. or in Puerto Rico. But I did provide a link here at the bottom if you guys want more information on the scholarship requirements and when applications are open and due for the year. So they usually start in February and they close in April. So just keep an eye out on your emails if SHPE does send it to you, or on just on their website, period.
And now we're going to be talking about mentorship. Mentorship is an important way SHPE ensures you're not alone in your studies or your extracurriculars. SHPE can actually pair you with a mentor. And we talked about becoming a STEM mentor today in our previous volunteering slide. So this is a perfect way to start. And you could never have enough role models and connections in STEM, right? So we always want to be making sure that our K-12 students feel supported and that they know that they have somebody that they could rely on as they go through their journey.
Yeah, and also not only just joining this program, but even throughout throughout your professional and university chapters, you guys can always pair up different junior students with university students, so they can mentor them throughout their career.
Yeah,
or,
it's always fantastic to have a mentor. It's actually kind of necessary in my opinion.
It really is.
Yeah.
I really wish I had a mentor as a high school student.
Yeah, same.
A STEM mentor. I've had other mentors, but to learn more on STEM.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did want to give you guys all the resources. So in the link tree, if you guys can you put the link tree link on
Yes.
on this chat?
Yes, I can.
So you'll find our Region 5 SHPE Junior chapter point of contact list. Again, because I know a lot of you want to know what junior chapters are around you, or what chapters you're not aware of that were opened up by your chapter, and they just haven't been revived or reestablished yet. So I did provide that. A good amount of it is empty. So if you do see your chapters there, but information is not filled out, please, please, please email it to me so everybody can have that information out. So you guys can continue those partnerships with your with different SHPE Junior chapters in the region and in your subregions. And then we also did provide 3 folders on establishing new chapter resources, programming and your funding resources, and your Noche en Día de Ciencias. And another cool thing about Canva is you can actually click on this and it'll take you to that folder. So, that's cool. But yeah, you guys can check that out on the link tree.
Yeah, I just sent the link tree in the chat.
Okay, nice. You want to talk about the SCAT?
Sure. So we, as a region, we have a Region 5 Blue Heart competition. And Suzi actually was able to make the requirements. And so this is for our hosting chapters.
Yes.
And you can apply for this award on our link tree as well. There's a nomination form already there. And you pretty much just have certain events that you should be hosting, and just have that kind of connection with your SHPE Junior chapters. And then at RLDC, we will be giving out the Blue Heart Competition Award, which is this pin right here. It's beautiful and wonderful, and it's always great to have.
Actually, yeah, we're actually going to be doing a legitimate award. Like, I don't know if it's going to be trophy or plaque, but these pins will be given out to individuals who really did an outstanding job in their community outreach.
So we're being fancier this year. So it's even more of an enticement. That should be more of a, to entice you guys to do the Blue Heart competition.
Exactly.
And there's more information in our link tree for this.
Yes.
Oh, and Suzi's gonna continue.
Yeah. So like you said, the Blue Heart competition, it is based off on a point system. So we did break it down into points. So if your chapter does decide to establish a new chapter or fully complete their 421 project, boom, that's already 10 points each. And then if you guys just decide just to host a Get Out in STEM event, that's 8 points. Corporate tours, 6 points. Campus tours, 4 points. We have a STEM competition throughout the day, 4 points. An hour-long STEM activity, 2 points. But even we also want you to continue that communication with your respective junior chapters and your advisors. So we are providing 2 points each, just hosting a call with them, seeing what they need from you, what support you guys need from each other, and different development workshops as well. We're also, resume writing, intern, a career panel for the junior chapters. That's also going to be counted towards the Blue Heart competition. And we do have a submission deadline for February 7th, 2021. We do want to have enough time to, go through all the applications and, award properly. And, you just need to turn in one submission only. And we did provide the link, and like Kat said, it is on our link tree. But, don't wait to the last minute to do it, because if you look at the application, we do have an outline where we're asking for summaries, flyers, just make a live document, throw it in your chapter's Google Drive or OneDrive, and just fill it out throughout the year so you guys can just turn it in right away, instead of having to grab everything in a rush and have to put it all together.
Do it last minute. Yeah.
Actually, I think, is James still on the call? I would like James to talk about this event. We actually do have an event coming up for the region, hosted by SHPE Lockheed Martin, the University of Texas Arlington, and University of North Texas chapters. James.
Oh yeah, okay. So hopefully everyone has seen the communication basically. So this is a really good event. We're kind of experimenting a little bit trying to go virtual given the circumstances. So if you can reach out to your respective schools basically and get, your SHPE Jr chapter and advisor and your students to participate for the SHPE Jr reps or the community outreach representatives in the region. Attending along with your students is a good way to kind of represent, show support basically. So try and get your schools, alumni schools, SHPE Jr chapters, any prospective schools that you're targeting to establish a SHPE Jr chapter at this year. This is a good way to kind of get them involved and engaged and kind of provide an overview of what SHPE is and what kind of benefits and values that SHPE can offer basically. And we do have it is being hosted by Accenture this year, so it's a good networking opportunity to meet some of the company representatives as well. So hopefully we're kind of in the marketing mode right now, so this is a good time to connect with your high schools and your SHPE Jr chapters and your any advisors on the call. This is a good way to start getting your school engaged. There is a deadline to register by October 12th, and you can register through the QR code there or the link at the bottom of the flyer basically. And then so if there's any questions, you can reach out to your RJR, Suzi, or Kat, and they'll be happy to help you.
Awesome. Thank you, James. And also we do have the registration for this event on our link tree as well. Also, we're asking for all the student and professional chapters that are here on the call to, be sure to reach out to your SHPE Jr chapters and let them know of the event. So, make them aware so they can start, getting ready and hopefully invite some students. The more the merrier.
Don't be afraid to ask us for the PDF of the PNG format also of the invitation. We could also send that to you, and you could send that out to your SHPE Jr members, and you could also post it on your social media too. That would be awesome. And tag us at SHPE Region 5.
We do have a interactive activity as well.
Yes, it's going to be fun. And I can't wait to hear the tech speaker this year.
Yep.
Very awesome.
Okay. So at this time, we'll allow everybody for questions, comments, anything they need to vent to us.
All right, I had a couple questions.
Go for it.
All right, thank you. So SHPE Jr HTX, or at least that's what we're going by right now. We were kind of established last year as like we was like a kind of like an experiment is the way that they put it, that the national chapter put it, because we're here to establish, we tried to establish one at a school, and then it didn't really go as well as planned. And so what we had ended up doing was establishing a chapter for this area, right, for Houston, Texas. And we're establishing chapters at schools now. And it's going to be our first chapter at school. It's going to be at Taylor High School in Katy, Texas, KDISD. And yeah.
I live in Cypress.
Oh, wow. Nice. We might have to ask you to come to one of our events, maybe speak.
Yes.
So my question was, so we're mostly high school. We're all high schoolers, really. That's the board here. It's the experiment because we're not really being advised by a single adult or a professional or someone in college. It's just high schoolers trying to put this club together, right? And so I was wondering if we could use the resources of neighboring chapters, which was our plan anyway. But I was just wondering if that's something that's like going to be allowed, and that they're going to be I guess letting us do for the rest of the year. And because of that, we were wondering if like the deadlines, if there were any deadlines for us to be nationally recognized at the school chapter that we're trying to open, because as you know, it's going to be kind of difficult. It's going to take a while for the students to get back because we're on Zoom and everything's online right now. It's going to be kind of difficult to have all the students already registered, the ones that we're going to get at least. as members are going to be kind of annoying to, not annoying, but difficult to register them all at a certain time. And I was wondering if there were any like hard deadlines for that where we can get recognized as a college, as a national chapter by the national board.
No, I don't believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but no, I don't believe there are any deadlines to becoming an official SHIP chapter. The only thing is it depends, because the national board approval depends on around what quarter you're going to be submitting your application.
Got it.
Yeah, so just keep an eye on that. Try submitting it before December or January, because I believe they have their next national board of directors meeting in February, I believe.
Okay, perfect. So then with that, if they do approve us before that, we can start asking for the financial approval for the financial plans in those cycles, correct?
Yeah, once you guys are already established, you should be eligible to seek out funding.
Oh, so even if our school one isn't established, the one we have right now, we can still seek out funding through that?
If you're a nationally recognized school SHIP chapter approved by the board, you should be able to seek out funding.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And definitely get in contact with your neighboring, like U of H. Right?
Yeah, we're in contact with SMU a lot. We have a good relationship with the professional chapter in Houston, so yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
there's actually 2 professional chapters in the Houston area. You have SHIP Houston professional chapter and Texas Bay. So Texas Bay has been doing a lot of stuff in the junior chapters. So reach out. The more the partners, the better.
And HCC, Houston Community College.
Oh yeah,
they're also really cool. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
No problem. Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? I just wanted to point out something that Omar Gomez put in the chat before. We didn't really talk about it. He said, FYI, ask SHIP Nationals to sign your chapter up for bill pay so it can go directly to the SHIP account to avoid going to the post office, especially during COVID. That is really great advice, because when I was a chapter leader last year, I was like, our year did get cut short because of COVID, and we did have a check coming in, and it didn't come until like way later. So that's very good advice, Omar. Thank you for putting that in the chat.
No problem. Yeah, because the reason why I brought it up is because right now we're trying to get another check, or now in this case through bill pay, direct pay. Because due to COVID, we haven't been checking the post, the box. So it was already past the 90 days, and the check was already bad. So.
Oh man. Yeah.
So just a heads up for those chapter leaders here on this call, just to see if you can request the bill pay to go direct deposit instead of the old-fashioned check by mail stuff. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great advice.
Thanks.
I didn't even think about that either. Like, you don't really want to go to a post office, but yeah, there is like some crazy things happening with the mail, because of everything with COVID. So yeah, we also got our check pretty late. Anybody else have any questions?
Okay. Yeah, I have a question. My name's Fatima. I just have could you guys give us some suggestions for what we can do virtually right now?
Sure. Yeah.
I guess if anyone has any ideas.
Yeah, this is an open forum. If other people have ideas, feel free to unmute yourselves. But I guess I have one cool idea, because was it from Texas A&M or Houston? I know one of those 2 chapters they had it wasn't a junior event, but it was a workshop that one of the companies were hosting, and it was really cool that the company themselves, I guess, mailed out, or they might have ordered like a cool toolkit type like swag box, and provided them with the specific supplies they needed to do their workshop. And I thought it was a really neat idea, so that people that are Zooming, they can follow along with the specific what supplies required. But also another idea would be, like, if you wanted to host an event, it was A&M. Thank you, Sophia. Yeah, so they did that. I thought that was really cool. But another idea could be, like, if you guys don't have the resources to, buy supplies for every like every SHPE Junior member that wants to, you know, participate. You know, you can also like if they register for like a specific event or a specific you know, activity, you can just provide them like a small supplies list. So, you know, like, oh, go to HEB, you're only going to need these simple supplies anyways to work on your, you know, the little activity you guys are doing with them. And
Yeah. You could also do something online. Like this is probably a really boring idea, but like if you have like Logisim or something, you could build circuits online and teach them how to build a circuit. That's what I'm doing right now for my lab. So
yeah.
and it's
there's
actually
even
kind
like
of
coding
cool.
challenges and
Coding
stuff.
challenges. Yeah, those are really awesome. I think Sophia has her hand up.
Oh, what's up, Sophia?
Oh, in terms of events, I had a question, but in terms of events, you can also reach out to like local test prep companies and host like virtual workshops with them. I know SHPE Junior HCX did a really cool one with an AP test, like it was like a startup, and they're actually recognized by College Board, and it was a really cool
Wow.
workshop.
That's
Wow,
super cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then also like you don't necessarily have to do everything you know, physical. Like, hey, you want to host an event with them, like, hey, we're gonna work on your resumes today, you know, and you're gonna follow along on like our specific outline, you know, you're gonna fill it out, you know, because to be honest, like I've seen a lot of resumes and some university students really needed that help in high school. So, you know,
Me.
that's me too, right?
I needed a lot of help. Thank you, Ship.
I'm that student. But yeah, I think Jacob actually sent out a resource link too. Oh yeah, Tinkercad. There's also
Oh
another
yeah.
app too.
A resource for Arduino and Intro to 3D. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
honestly, I'm working on my senior design and I still don't know what an Arduino is. So if you guys can teach high school students how to do it, that's awesome.
Arduino is so much fun. But yeah, those are really awesome tips. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Jacob. Those are really great. That's really great advice. And come to our regional event. That's also virtual. That's also a really great, an awesome time.
Yeah, and like if another chapter is hosting an event and they're willing to open it up to like different other local areas, like why not, you know? And you might not even have to be local. You can even do it like outside of the region if other, you know, chapters want to collaborate with each other and, you know, have their junior chapters
That's like
attend.
one really awesome thing about being virtual now, you know, like you're not very limited to just only the chapters around you. The possibilities are endless now. Like, oh, okay, I mean, not really endless, but you know what I mean? Like there's so many different places around the country that you could start collaborating with. That's super fun.
Yeah. I think Lorenzo, you had your hand up.
Oh yes, I'm with Gabriel Flores Lobo in Taylor High School, starting up SHPE Junior there. And I also want to add about the online events that can be done. What we sort of created was that we started doing themes for presentations, and basically it's like allowing networking for members, and we're getting a guest speaker on every presentation, and there's a different theme for each. For the first one, it's about networking. Exactly, so it's a networking presentation about networking. But then it moves on to other stuff that we're still planning, and like it's going to be one every month. And I think that's a really neat idea for those who want to do something online and that's safe and also engaging.
Nice.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm so excited to see so many of these high school student leaders like doing so much. It's amazing.
You guys are awesome. I think Omar has his hand up.
Yeah, hello. I'm Omar from the SHPE Austin Professional Chapter, the president. How's everyone doing? Thank you for having this event. So I just wanted to share with everyone other opportunities y'all can do for right now, virtually. Another thing is y'all can actually do tutoring for K through 12. I know it was harder pre-COVID to kind of do some what we call a frequency event, which is a reoccurring event for professionals, especially because we have families. Someone has families or school or just work and stuff. So virtually it has enabled us to kind of think outside the box, and we teamed up with 2 elementary schools here in the Austin area where we're providing STEM virtual tutoring, and we're actually starting on the 28th of September.
Nice.
So that's something y'all can do, and it's easier and it's much more feasible. So, and on top of that, we bought goodie boxes, and that we're thankful that we have budget here. and we're providing them with PPE supplies, and HEB was generous to donate the hand sanitizers. And so we worked with them, and then we're actually buying some the STEM supplies for the activity. So just, you know, to kind of reinforce the idea that, hey, we're here for y'all and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Wow, that's
that's
super
fantastic.
Cool.
That's
super cool.
awesome.
Yeah, and like that's what the word I was looking for, goodie box earlier.
That's great.
Also we did we don't want to take a lot of your all's time, so if you need to leave, feel free. Don't feel like you have to stay the entire time. But we did leave it open up until 7:30 in case anybody had any other extra questions.
Oh, Sophia has a question.
Oh, what's up?
Okay, so
Sorry, Sophia.
Sorry.
So for university chapters who want to host a Noche de Ciencias in partnership with a SHPE Jr chapter, I know that y'all are holding the SHPE conference, like y'all created the website. Like, do y'all have any advice? Like, should we create a website for our Noche de Ciencias, or should we seek out like a platform? What advice do you have for creating the website? Like, did y'all like code it, or did y'all like use a hosting site?
Oh, I'll let Kat take this one.
Yeah, so I went to a summit this summer, and there was for Google, and so they ended up doing when I saw that, it gave me inspiration to do the website for the SHPE conference, and it's through Google Sites. And I mean, I know it was a Google summit, so obviously they're using everything Google, but it was really fun, and it's like a very easy, user-friendly way to create a website. I highly recommend it. It's so you don't have to code anything. You don't have to have any coding knowledge. That would have been really cool if we did code it, because but this is an easy way. Susie and I are very busy, so it was very simple. It was very fast. If you do want to do a website like that, just use Google Sites. I highly recommend it. And if you need any ideas, feel free to use the SHPE website as like a template for your Noche de Ciencias website. Yeah, we won't be mad. You could copy here.
Yeah. And also, like, just still tag us on everything. Me and Kat are both on the Instagram page, so we're always like try to repost everybody's posts.
Yeah, we try. We really do. Okay.
I would say though, if just a little bit of advice there, Sophia. Depending how much time you have, if it's for like Noche de Ciencias or if it's for like K through 12, I would just focus on outreach and connecting with the students or the teachers instead of building a site. And then and make sure, but you on the background do know that you gotta be prepared, especially if you're gonna do it through Zoom more than likely, right? To be prepared in the background with your STEM activities, instructions to share with them and stuff like that. But yeah, that's just my little opinion, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There was like an idea that we had originally was like to have different links for breakout rooms. That would be cool if you had like different activities and then the website, and then they could click the link, and then in that link you could actually have another link, and then it'll have like the instructions, what you have to do, and then it'll take you to the Zoom. That would be really cool. That's just like an idea. If you need help with it, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. That's really awesome that you guys are planning on doing a noche.
Yes. Please fill out our Blue Heart competition.
Yeah.
Margarita, you had a question?
Yes. So I'm a teacher, so I'm not with like a SHPE like professional or university. So I have a question. Is Noche de Ciencias has to be done with like our host? Because I work at a different high school, so I work at an international baccalaureate high school. So my scholars have this creativity, activity, and service project. So I have a few of them who want to do Noche de Ciencias as their service project. So how doable is that?
Wow.
I think it's pretty doable. I haven't really heard or seen any restrictions on that. So if you do have like any specific questions, just feel free to email them to me, and I'll go ahead and ask National to see if like everything's good to go for y'all to do that.
Yeah, and I believe the Noche de Ciencias handbook that we showed in the PowerPoint is on the link tree as well. So that's like a really great way to get started. with your students.
Yeah, and it's not like it's well, the name is trademarked, I'm sure it is. But like the whole like purpose of the event of like how you're doing hands-on activities and parent workshops, like I don't think that's trademarked or anything.
Okay. Because I have one scholar who's like, I want this to be my big project, and I'm just like, okay, let me ask if you're able to do it. I didn't want him to overwhelm him either.
No, that's because that's how I started off too. Like I was the president for my local chapter, and like my bigger projects were hosting events, but I never named them Noche de Ciencias. But even though I was doing like the exact same thing, it was. But if you guys do want to like have it considered as a noche, just make sure you submit the paperwork for that.
I think Alexia has a question.
Alexia.
Hi, Alexia.
¿Cómo están?
Everyone. I was actually going to follow up with Maggie, and I know Maggie, so if you need any sort of help planning Noche de Ciencias, I'm more than happy to help your students to ease the process for them, and we can find a way to see if it can be their project for their high school, whatever you mentioned. But just know that you have support in the area. So if you need any help, just let us know, and that we'll be more happy to help you.
Yes, thank you,
So
Alex. And even though
awesome.
we're not super close to you, you have our virtual support. So anything you need from us, you just feel
Yeah.
free to let us know. And Alexia and James are her super big help in all of our junior initiatives.
Community
So
outreach queen. Alexia's a community
yes,
outreach queen. And so is James King.
so they're great resources to have with you.
Yeah. And like Susie said, we are more than happy to help with anything, planning, marketing, if you need help, like understanding like how to design a flyer or something. We have so many templates on Canva. We use Canva to make our PowerPoint. It's like our saving grace. That's the only thing that I'm like happy to pay money on. I mean, I'm not happy, right? That's losing money, but it's so worth it. It's and it's also free. You don't have to like pay for it, but to get the nice stickers and stuff, you do. But yeah, let us know if you need any support. We are more than happy to help you.
Yeah. Sophia, did you have another question? Or okay. I'm like, are we supposed to? Okay. Did anybody have any other questions or comments or even ideas, to give to our teachers or high school students and other chapters?
I just wanted to say thank you to all of y'all. I feel like the support here, it's notable and it's amazing. And I feel like basically the system that is created here is a support system. So basically every local club helps others, and then the local clubs seek help to the bigger clubs, and it's really nice. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice.
Tear.
Clapping emoji. Yes, everybody supports everybody here. I mean, that's mentorship, everything. We want to make sure that you guys feel good, because these are amazing programs. Giving some awareness to communities is always fantastic. So we're already doing like superhero work, and doing it together just makes it even better,
Yes.
Alexi, do you still have a question? Or is your hand just raised?
I think my hand is just raised, but I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No problem. Anything else? Is there anything else?
We don't want to take up too much of y'all's time, but if you don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and close it already. And you guys do have our emails. You guys, you can just message us on Instagram or Facebook. We're also, looking over all of that stuff too. So any questions you guys may have, just feel free to let us know.
Okay.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Thank you all so much. You have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, James.
Thank you guys for tuning into our channel. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias. Our Instagram is at SHPRegion5, our Facebook is at ship.region5, and our Twitter is at ship_region5. If you enjoyed this video and would like to stay updated on SHPE Jr events by SHPE Region 5, give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. Also, comment down below your favorite SHPE Jr memory. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.